Hello everyone, so today is Yandere Aizawa part 2. I do have one warning for this episode. It does have mentions and I think manipulating in it, so if you're not comfortable with that, please do not listen. And for anyone who is wanting a Mirio dad ex mom listener, it is coming tomorrow, so no worries. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoy. Being in this room, house, not being able to go out unless he was with me. Yin, he spoke. You just sat there, looking outside the room. The beautiful landscape was stunning. Yin, he spoke more stern. What do you want? You spoke. I wish to speak something with you. You know, like when the good old days. He spoke to you. And you still not looking at him. When we were kids or when we got older, you asked, getting a little mad. Like when we were as kids, he spoke. Well, we're not that age anymore. We're too old. We were a little too old for that now. You sighed, looking outside further. He grabbed your wrist, making you look at him. He was pissed. All I wanted is to spend time with you, but you are being a brat, he spat. Maybe if you didn't keep me in here all the time, I wouldn't be so rude. You finally looked at him fully. He was wearing black pants and a white shirt. His face was angry. Of course he was. The way you were acting made him that way all the time. What cut you off guard, though? He smiled and walked over to the wall of games. He picked one out, one he was good at though, chess. The box was breathtaking, showing what the chess set looked like. He walked over to the table that was usually he usually sat at, but you never really did. He took it out and set up everything. The board sparkled in the lighting of both the lights and the sun. The pieces were all made out of fine crystals, and the board as well. The white was placed facing you, and the black facing him. Why don't we play a game? He paused, waiting for you to say something. What kind of game? One I don't know what happens if I win or lose. One I get nothing and you get everything. It doesn't matter. Or one where we both win, you ask. Angry was filled within those words. You had played too many games with him, and he always had some trick up his sleeve. If you win, you get to go home, see your mother and father, see what they have been doing without you. Maybe they still care, maybe they don't. If I win, though, you stay here, never to argue on what I say or do. You can never leave unless you leave with me. He played with the black king, it moving from left to right between his fingers. He knew what he was playing, and you knew what he was offering. Life or death. If I play with you, you keep your word? You asked as you got off the window and walked over to the table, standing right in front of the chair. I cross my heart, he spoke. Sitting down at the table, you finally sat. You go first, he spoke. Something was behind those words, and you didn't know it. What was on your mind, though, was your parents. Did they still care about you? They sold you to this family. What you first thought was some play date that would last for 2 days or a day or two ended up being for years. Why would they still care? Would they still care about you? Right? You were their only child, after all. Are you worried that your parents still love you? He asked as he played. A stupid one at that. Wait, Could he hear your thoughts? No, he couldn't at all. You know they have a son now. He spoke. Those words shocked you to the core. When your cousin asked about you, all your parents said, "Our daughter? Oh, she sadly passed away 6 years ago." How sad is that? He finished. You froze. Are you all right? You look like you just saw a ghost. He spoke. Your hand was frozen, going to move your queen and finally take his king. Why? Why did they do this to you? Why were they lying about you being dead? You would know. You're right here. Are you going to play? He asked. I can't decide. He spoke so quietly. It is yours to choose. Pick which one you like. He was now playing with 2 pawns he had quote-unquote killed. He moved the piece that was in front of the king, and he smiled. You had forfeited. He had loved that. You not knowing if your parents still loved you or not. It was bad, truly, but that means he could have you all to himself, and no one could lay their sinful eyes on you. When when others looked at you, when he had went to his father's business, the looks they gave you, the hungry look in their eyes, like a wolf to a rabbit. He would make sure they never thought of those things about you again. Check, he spoke. This time, though, he frowned. You looked so sad, and he hated it to his heart. It hurt him when you were sad or angry. He got up and walked over to you, rubbing circles on your back, and finally you let the tears run down your face. Run down your cheeks. He picked you up and carried you to your bed, sitting down and putting you on top of him, rubbing up and down on your back as you still cried. Your head was on his shoulder. Once a white shirt was now full of makeup / just tears. He then started to whisper nothing but sweet nothings in your ear, saying words that brought you happiness. Your tears soon stopped, and all you did was cuddle him. He was still rubbing up and down your back as he asked you something. Would you like to go outside and see the gardens? Stopping rubbing your back and making you look at him. Yes, please. You huffed out as tears dried. He got up, you still in his arms, and opened the door and walked through the hallway, finally getting to the garden door, walking more into the garden and placing you down on the grass, and sat down next to you. What got him so happy was the fact you laid down and sat your head on his lap. He patted your head. He finally had you. You would never leave him again. You would stay with him forever.